Jackson Podcast.
Good. What's good? What's good with y'all today on this Monday, man? I hope I don't have no technical difficulties during this time that I'm recording this episode because it's storming a little bit outside, so my internet has been acting funny. But let's get into the conversation though. Y'all ain't here for my internet problems, man. I seen this statue, right? And I was looking at it like, who is it? What does it represent? What does it mean? We have a multitude of statues that represents black people and black culture in the United States. Who has put at this imagery? Why is it in the middle of Times Square, one of the most traveled places in the world? So it's a perception that somebody wants to get out there. Why is her hands on her hip? Why she doesn't have a bra? Why she have braids? My mind was all over the place. So I reached out to a few individuals. I text them. They responded back positively. The females responded back positively. The males, they didn't even encourage. Why you even encourage, Real? Basically, that's what they were saying. So I started doing my deep dive, and I wanted to know who the artist was and what has he done. And I went to his website. His name is Thomas J. Price. We get ready to dive into his website because, as you see on the screen, he has a lot of art of black women. One with braids. Now he got one with the baby, with the fake baby hairs and everything out. So I went to his website. The first thing you see when you click and enter into his website is the artistry, and that's weave in her hair. Also, that's crazy. You know. So grounded in the stars. That's an interesting title too. Times Square Arts, New York City. So let me read this piece that he put out with the artistry that he did or whatever. From April 29th to June 17, 2025. So that's when it's going to be there, located there. Times Square Arts is pleased to present Grounded in the Stars, a 12-foot tall figurative bronze sculpture by artist Thomas J. Price, whose multidisciplinary practice confronts preconceived notions of identity and representation. With Grounded in the Stars, Price reimagines both the monument and monumental in Times Squares, one of the world's most iconic public places. A fictionalized character constructed from images, observations, and open calls spanning between Los Angeles and London. The young woman depicted in Grounded in the Stars carries familiar qualities, from her stance and continuance to her everyday clothing. In her depiction, one recognized a shared humanity, yet the pose of her body and the ease of her stance is a subtle nod to Michelangelo's David. No, it's not. Michelangelo's David was butt naked. She got clothes on. And he was posing in more of a feminine pose. So let me keep reading. Through scale, materiality, and posture, Grounded in the Stars disrupt traditional ideas around what defines a triumphant figure and challenges who should be rendered immortal through monumentalization. Installed at ground level on a wide low base, the work invites engagement with the hundreds of thousands of people who travels the plazas each day. The woman in Grounded in the Stars cuts a stark contrast to the pedestaled permanent monuments, both white, both men. Oh my God. So now we are trying to create some balance in between what is already down there. Which bookend Duffy Square, while embodied quiet gravity and grandeur in a culture and increasingly encourage a faster pace. Grounded in the Stars is an introspective meditation on humanity. Price's work offers viewers a unique opportunity to experience Times Square in a new light and share in a moment of personal reflection and empathy amidst the hyperactivity of the district. Grounded in the Stars will be viewed from April 29th to June 17th. I hope don't nobody vandalize this monument. And I do see, the Caucasian man down there or whatever. It's just interesting. Like he said that from Los Angeles to London, this imagery that they put down here is the perception that they have of black women. See, I've heard a lot of people talk about this and talk about why is the imagery healthy? Why isn't nobody of stature that we can see? I can say something about you know, my perception of it not being a real person. I think that that's a good thing, to be honest, because America is at a point where we need to stop glorifying celebrities, glorifying people that we view as of prominence. You can put somebody down there today and then something could come out about them tomorrow and you be like, nah, we ain't celebrating that no more. And that's why those statues have been taken down, because at one time they were celebrating war heroes, people who was doing things that is not what should be celebrated no more. Even the George Floyd statue, I don't have nothing against it though, but that's celebrating the life of a junkie. To be honest with you, no disrespect, but that's just what it is. He was actually a junkie that got wrongfully, you know what I mean, his life taken away from him by the police officer. So certain statues and things is interesting when it deals with a real life person, because some things shouldn't be celebrated. Not saying that George Floyd shouldn't be celebrated, but for me, I ain't celebrating no junkie. I ain't celebrating no war hero that was racist and none of that type of stuff that was taken down. But you know, it's interesting. What are they trying to get us to? What are we trying to get out of this? What is the reason? So I started looking around. Let me pull the screen down and pull a video up. I started looking around on social media and I started looking on the news, and I was hearing the Star Report talk about it. My dog Rob did a live on it that was real dope. You know what I'm saying? So I went to Fox News first. They be wild and saying some crazy stuff. And this is the Jesse Waters primetime show, and this is what was being said. He went out in the streets of New York City too to have and get people's perspective about this. So let's check it out.
Teddy Roosevelt, George Washington, even Honest Abe, even Frederick Douglass all got torn down. Statues are important. They tell the American story. But the left wants to desecrate and forget our heroes and erect their own statues. In Times Square, a giant statue of a black woman just went up. And when I heard about the statue, I was open-minded. American heroes come in all shapes and sizes. Who is this woman? What did she do to get a statue? A nice one, too. Nothing. This isn't a real person. It's a DEI statue. The sculptor says she's a fictional character who's meant to contrast the statues of white men in Times Square, like Father Duffy, a World War I hero who actually accomplished something. The artist calls this fake lady a modern-day David. The contrapposto pose of her body and the ease of her stance is a subtle nod to Michelangelo's David. David was a celebration of the human form. Not sure what this statue is celebrating. If you were going to put up a fake statue, why not make her happy and healthy? Not slap a big scowl on her face and her hands on her hips. This is what they want us to aspire to be? If you work hard, you can be overweight and anonymous? They don't like real statues because it reminds them of our society's merit-based system. They want a society based on equity, where achievement isn't celebrated, equal outcomes are. So they celebrate mediocrity instead of triumph. Our nation.
I apologize, y'all, about my internet being so sketchy. Next time I do a show, I'm gonna remember, because I got Prime, I got premium YouTube. I should download the show so it won't be skipping and scatting and all over the place. So I sincerely apologize. If y'all want to go watch this yourself, just go to Fox News DEI statue. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep playing it though, but I want to give a take though. He said that instead of merit based, we want equity. I don't trust the government's merit. I don't trust that they're gonna do what's right based upon the accomplishments and the achievements and the things that I've done, because I am who I am. I don't agree with that. I don't think that they're going to do right by equity. I just don't trust the government in totality. to be honest with you. Your actions got to change. And I don't think your actions can change enough over the years I got left in my life for me to be able to trust y'all anyway. You know, I probably got 30 years left, 25, 30 years left. Do you think that the American political structure can change and make you trust them in that amount of time? No. Let's keep the video going. Let me shut up.
The nation has hundreds of statues honoring Black Americans, as we should. Harriet Tubman, Duke Ellington, Jackie Robinson, Rosa Parks. We could go on and on and on. But they've built a statue in Times Square. They could have done it for Michelle Obama or Kamala Harris or Oprah Winfrey. Usually you have to earn a statue. I'd give one to Jalen Brunson. He's carrying the Knicks on his back. Anyone but a fake lady. So what does New York think about the DEI statue?
Do you know who this woman is?
No.
I have no idea, no.
Nope.
I have no idea, no.
No, I do not.
Do you have any idea of maybe something that she accomplished that got her a statue?
Something with equal rights? I don't know.
Something to do with like the Black community.
Part of the BLM movement?
What if I told you she accomplished nothing?
Really?
It's supposed to embody everybody. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I think I feel totally represented by that.
You do?
No.
I feel like it's a good representation for New York, especially because it's towards the BBW women and a lot
I'm
of
sorry,
people,
what's BBW?
big black, like the big black women.
What do you think about her pose? Is that a good pose?
No, I don't think she's happy to be here.
People are comparing it to Michelangelo's David. How do you think it stacks up?
She's wearing more clothes.
She's not naked.
No.
Would it be better if she were?
That's a tough question.
Who do you think she voted for?
I would say Trump.
I think she voted for Trump.
Probably Kamala.
Why do you think that?
Black Lives Matter.
Probably didn't vote.
Why?
You know, it's no question you can ask a person about that statue without it being a conversation that is kind of spooky. To me, if it empowers you and it represents you, you know, salute. I have family members that look like that look like them on a working day when they don't want to go to work. I'm tired of this job. That's what that looks like. So is that what that's representing? You know, I don't know how that can empower you or what does that mean, or I think it's just a waste of money, to be honest with you. That's just a waste of money. Or it's something to get the conversation going, to see where we stand at in America, though. But I don't think that that's empowering no black people at all, especially by not even being a human being, not being a person, not being something that you can tie directly to somebody else. It's just interesting. I don't like the way that they're considering it to be DEI and making it political. What I played the video on Fox News, but I like these people conversation in the street though when they was talking. It's just that I had to touch bases on this on this piece of content. I had to, and I feel like it's just a waste of time. Real talk. What does it mean? Leave me something in the comment section. Let's further the discussion in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Even though my internet kind of sketchy, I'm sorry. I'm going to get it back right. Peace, love, plenty, abundance. Make sure you go get you some money, and I'm gone.